So hey guys, welcome to my channel. So in the previous video we have discussed about how we can create a Docker image in a manual way. So using manual way, we had a image previously which was, let's say, of Ubuntu. Let's say this image we had. So what we'll do, we will create a container out of this image. Let's say this is the container. This is the container, and what we did was this is the image and this is the container. So what we did was we started this image and we ran the container. Inside this container we ran our code like apt get update, install something, copied something in this container, and then what we did is commit. So what commit did was created a new image, and again we get this image with the intermediate image, let's say IM. And then what we did, we again made a container out of this image, and then again we have installed like some packages or any like libraries or some things, copied something, etc. And then we did again what, commit. So we got the final image. Let's say this is the final image. So this is the manual way of doing things. So now what we will do, we will learn how we can like do this using the using Dockerfile, which is the CI/CD way of creating new images. So let's say, so for this we need a Dockerfile. So let's see what a Dockerfile is. So using Dockerfile, so what does Dockerfile contains? It contains a list of instructions. So what does the Dockerfile contain? It contains a list of instructions. Each line creates a one layer. Each layer gets created from the container or the previous line in the Dockerfile. So this we know, we have used this while creating images from the like in the manual way. We did this process when we created images in the manual way. So let's understand these points. Just a minute. Yeah, so what it said, it contains a list of instructions. So the list of instructions will be like this. Let's say this is the Dockerfile. I will take this as an example. So this is the Dockerfile. Okay. So now what we just did, we can see the Dockerfile contains a list of instructions. So these are the instructions. This is the first instruction. This is the second instruction, maintainer Surya, run apt update. This is the second instruction. Yeah, so all these are instructions. This is the first, second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instructions in this Dockerfile. So we have 6 instructions. Next, what is each line gets one layer. So every line in this every line in this Docker file, this is the first line, this is the second line, this is the third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line. So each of this line will create a layer. So each of this line will create one layer. So we know what is layers. We have discussed in our previous classes which are layers. So each layer is created from the container of the previous layer. So let's understand this one. So what we did from Ubuntu. So this will create a layer. This will be the base layer. And then I have what? I maintain a studio. So this will be the second layer, which will contain the contents of the previous layer, and with the changes I made in the second layer, which is maintainer Surya. The third layer will be run apt update. So what will be this? This one, this run apt update will be the layer, will be this layer with the changes, run and update on it. So this layer is same as this layer. Let's say this layer is X. So this will be X plus apt-get update. X plus apt-get update. Now will have my fourth layer. This is the fourth layer. So what will the fourth layer contain? It will contain X plus apt-get update plus this one. So and fifth, there will be fifth layer. So what this fifth layer contains? This layer contains a copy. So it will have X plus all these two plus this. So X plus run apt-get update plus apt-get install git yes, and then copy. Then I have the third, where I am setting an environment variable. So this will be the last layer of my image, which will contain all these previous layers instructions plus this one. And one thing we did, which was like, yeah, each layer gets created from the container of the previous layer. So this we know when we studied like manually, when we created the images manually. What we did with respect to this example, what would have we done? Like we will first create a container of Ubuntu, then in that container we will do maintainer Surya, then commit. Then again I will run a container from that image and I will do run at update on that container, and then we'll do commit, and the resulted image which I will get, I will run a container out of that image, and in that image I will run apt-get install git, like this way. So this way I will create an image. So internally this here also it happens like this only. So the same thing happens when we are using Docker file. So now I want to say like I told you, like the base layer will be Ubuntu. So let's say this is the base layer, but this layer may contain its own layers. Like this Ubuntu can be composed of multiple layers. So I'm taking this Ubuntu as a single layer in my Docker file, but it may internally contain many layers. So which we will see during like doing our practicals. So let's go. So here I have told you these are the steps, and these are the six. I have six statements and like six instructions. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I will get maintainer will not create any layer. I have to like check about it, but I don't know. But if we also take maintainer, that will be 7 layers, and now if I don't take maintainer, it will have 6 layers. So let's say you have this Docker file. So how will you build an image? So to build an image, the command is docker build t. This t is for tagging and the name of the image. So if you use you have to use f tag if my Docker file name is not Docker file. So okay, and this is what I have told you. From Ubuntu, this is the base image, and this maintainer. So this change will be made on the container of the previous layer. So every change will be made in the container of the previous layer. Okay, and so let's go to the practicals. So bash. So I have docker docker. Yeah, so I have Docker 27.11.1. So I also have a Docker file installed. I have also have a Docker file in this folder. So let me check. So this is the Docker file I have. So this is the layer 0. This is the layer 1. This is layer 2. This is layer 3. This is layer 4. This is layer 5. So this is what I have discussed before. This layer 0 can internally have many layers. So let me run this docker build t image from docker file. Okay, so I cannot use comments here, so I will delete these comments. Just a minute. And one thing, we don't use maintainer. This maintainer thing is deprecated now. I guess now we use labels. So let me run it again. So I have an image. Let's see what images I have. So so I have two images. I have to remove this docker. Yeah, so it has been removed. Yeah, so let me run that code again. Docker build. Yeah, So the images has been built. So let's see the history. Docker images. Yeah, my image is there. Docker history. Image from. Yeah, got it. Yeah, so these lines, this before maintainer. Yeah, these are from Ubuntu. This is the maintainer Surya line. This is the apt get update. This is the build install y. This is copy, and this is environment. So let me. These are the layers. So yeah. So you can see this. These are the from 2 to 6 lines, and this is the first line which is from Ubuntu. So because I told you Ubuntu can have its own images, like if I tell you so yeah, these are the first second lines, from the second to fourth lines, because I told you the what I say that Ubuntu can have its own set of layers. So these are the Ubuntu set of layers, 1 2 3 4 5, and after that I have maintainer Surya. So this is the second, third, fourth, fifth line. So this is comprised of first line, and this is 2 to 6 lines. So I told you, so as I told you, Ubuntu can have its own set of images. So that's why we can see these are the images of the Ubuntu. So this is how you can like create an image of your own. And next is what? Yeah, so this is how you can create your own images. And now let's go to the next topic, which is, let's see how an image looks. So this is a Docker file from the Jenkins. So let's trace the Jenkins image. So if I trace, this is the whole Jenkins image. So if I check it, the first line is from JDK, from OpenJDK 8. So let's trace back to this. What this OpenJDK 8 is? This OpenJDK 8 is a like is itself an image, so it will have its own layers. Same as Ubuntu, which I told you. So let's trace that out. So this is the OpenJDK Ubuntu. It is also from another image, which is build-pack depth buster SCM. Now this will have its own set of layers. So this is made from scratch and rootfs. So this is the whole trace, how you can trace out how an image is formed. So now this is the Jenkins image. So the first line is from. Then what we did, run apt-get install, and we did install and something on in the container. These are the arguments. This also this is also known as this is a kind of variable declaration which can be used using this dollar sign user. So just a minute. So if I use this somewhere else where I need the value, it will give me Jenkins, because the user variable contains the Jenkins. Jenkins is stored in the user variable. Here we are creating a user and a group and adding that user to the group. Here we are using volume. Like for persistence, because we know that whenever a container dies, like all the if we store anything inside that, it will also be deleted. So if we use volume, we can persist the data. So that's why this volume helps in that, for persisting the data. Then we have making a directory. Then we are setting environment variables. This is also same environment variables. This is also environment variables. And then we did run something, then copy. This is argument. We told you argument. These are the arguments, and this is also an argument. Jenkins is equals to this value, same as we did here. Then again environment, sorry, run. Then expose. We are exposing the port. Which port we are exposing? This is HTTP port. We must have declared it. Yeah, this is 8000. Next is like expose, then expose again, then environment. This is again an environment variable. Then we have user, setting the user. Then we have copy, and then entry point. Then again copy. So there is another difference, like what is the difference between entry point and CMD? So entry point cannot be replaced, but CMD can be replaced. What does this mean? So let's say if you have an image and you have entry point in that, so you can so when you start that container, it will start and it will have a PID 1. It will have a PID 1. That PID 1 will be what? It will be what we have saved in this entry point, and you cannot change it. Like let me explain a better way. So let's say you have a container, and you must have a, when you run this, let's say you have an image, and when you run this image, a container is running. So and this container must have a PID 1 inside it. So let's say you, in the Docker file, you have mentioned entry point, which will be the PID 1 inside this container. So after building an image, you cannot change that PID 1. So this is the difference between entry point and CMD. But in CMD, you can change the change the PID 1. So let's see. Here I am using Docker run Jenkins ls. So we cannot change ls because in Jenkins the PID 1 is built in. You can see this entry point, and since this Jenkins is using entry point, we will not be able to set ls as PID 1 inside this container. But when we are using CMD, which Ubuntu uses, bin bash, yeah, the bin bash is the PID 1 inside the Ubuntu image, but we can change it, Docker run Ubuntu ls. So we have changed the PID 1 inside the container, because Ubuntu uses CMD. So this is the difference between entry point and CMD. So that's all for this video today, and if hit like if you like the video. Thanks.